Hey, what's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. I got a quick update for you on kind of what we're expecting this weekend and going into early next week. So, today's video probably won't be very long just because I'm going to really repeat a lot of the same stuff I've said over the past couple of days, but there is some new information we will go over, and I'll definitely make sure to get you the latest information. Also, I'm not going to have a video tomorrow because, again, we don't do videos on Saturdays, and I'm also not going to have a video out on Sunday due to the fact that I may be storm chasing, and if I'm not storm chasing, then I will be busy doing other things, so unfortunately the timing's just not going to work out on Sunday, but I will definitely make sure to be back on Monday with a fresh video for the fresh week. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the forecast. Start with radar here, and we kind of have a couple areas of some severe weather going on. One big time severe weather area right now is down here into Texas, kind of stretching from Dallas down to Austin, San Antonio, and even towards the Mexico border. Also, we're getting a couple isolated severe storms up into the North Carolina and Virginia area this afternoon. I talked about this in yesterday's video that any of this kind of area of storms could turn severe, and we are seeing that currently right now with a stronger storm that it looks to even be producing some hail right now, kind of near the Winston-Salem area, especially areas to the west of there. So we'll definitely watch these storms overnight tonight as they continue to move off to the east into kind of more populated areas. Other than that, though, we've just got a really good old-fashioned cold rain up here into the northeast and mid-Atlantic, a lot like we saw yesterday in the southeast. And speaking of the southeast, we have much nicer weather this afternoon, and that will continue into tomorrow before things go downhill again on Sunday. So taking a look at our infrared satellite, again, these are those really strong storms firing up into Texas you can see here, and we also have some of those storms, although not quite as strong as the ones in Texas, firing up here over that area that we just looked at on radar. And then, of course, obviously, you can also see this big just shield of precipitation up here into the northeast that we are dealing with. So I'll start off by looking at where I'm expecting weather over the next 2 days, and then we will get into the future cast and look at that in a bit more of a specific kind of way. But starting tomorrow, we do have a chance of some severe storms from Columbia, South Carolina, down through Macon, Mobile, Biloxi, New Orleans, all the way down through the Florida Panhandle. But I think the biggest area we're going to see that severe weather is going to be right here in kind of that yellow shaded area on your map. So we'll definitely watch out for that tomorrow afternoon. And then another area we're going to watch out for is Sunday. And right now we only have a marginal risk here in the Eastern Carolinas and, Florida. But I would not be surprised at all as we get closer to this event for this to get bumped up. And also the timing on this has really changed for the Carolinas. So this could also get moved up more towards Virginia and the mid-Atlantic. Wouldn't surprise me. But I really think Sunday will likely be an enhanced risk day by the time we get to it if all of the trends stay the way that they are. And if we can get any kind of slowing of the system, we're really going to have some big-time problems on Sunday in the Carolinas. So I'm now taking a look at all of this. Again, it's Friday afternoon now, and we are dealing with this big area of rain that we looked at. We're dealing with these pop-up storms kind of in the southern Appalachian chain, and then those stronger storms down near Texas. Now, as we move this ahead into the overnight tonight, it will really clear out here east of the Mississippi and kind of south of the Mason-Dixon line here. In kind of this general area. But as we go into tomorrow morning, right around 8 a.m., we'll move this to, we'll have some pretty widespread thunderstorms back out here towards Louisiana and Arkansas, I think, due to whatever's left over from Texas right now. And we're still going to have that rain slowly working its way through the northeast before we get kind of into tomorrow afternoon, and we really begin to clear out for a lot of people. So much of the mid-Atlantic looks really nice tomorrow for your Saturday. Things could get dicey down here into the Florida Panhandle going into later tomorrow afternoon and evening. But other than the Florida Panhandle, up here into the Northeast and Midwest, also experiencing some storms. Things look relatively nice. Also, can't rule out some showers and storms back out west tomorrow, but again, this is also why we have that severe weather threat tomorrow afternoon into the especially the Florida Peninsula and southern Georgia, is due to this area of thunderstorms. And this is actually what's going to be left over of whatever moves through Texas tonight. It's likely going to move through the Gulf and then re-strengthen into tomorrow afternoon and work into Florida. So that's kind of how the motion of that is working. Now, this system is what is going to cause big-time problems in the Carolinas, I think, overnight Saturday and into early Sunday morning. So we'll move this into about 3 a.m., and you'll notice this low pressure really begins to take shape here over Alabama and Georgia going late into Saturday. And as we get into the the early mornings of the hour on Sunday, this is when things are really going to get dicey here. So, if there was ever one of those days that I think we really could have an early morning severe weather threat, and we don't have it too often, but Sunday morning looks very dicey in the Carolinas. We're going to have a very strong low pressure system here, and there's going to be so much wind energy here that whether we really get that much instability or not might not be that big of a factor on how strong these storms are able to get. So this is we'll go to 8 a.m. here. Any of these storms here into upstate South Carolina, into the Piedmont of North Carolina, so places like GSP, Charlotte, back over towards Florence, South Carolina. Those areas I'm really concerned about early Sunday morning for very strong winds and potentially even some tornadoes as well. So the good news is this was originally scheduled to show up more into the afternoon hours of Sunday. Now it has moved earlier to Sunday morning. We have even less instability to work with, so that will definitely help. But as we get into the afternoon hours of Sunday, we're going to need to watch this backside as well of this low, as we could get some storms to fire on the backside, and those would have more CAPE to work with, as we'll likely get some sunshine between the morning rain and whatever afternoon thunderstorms form. So that is something we'll definitely have to watch out for here in this neck of the woods, and unfortunately that's as far out as this model goes. But another thing to worry about on Sunday is all this rain working back into the Northeast, and the Northeast really is going to get a lot of rain between now and Monday, so just kind of get ready if you're up in that section of the country. The good news is, though, after this moves through on Sunday for the Southeast, things look much nicer for early next week, and we'll take a look at that now, actually. So this is Sunday afternoon on our GFS. Again, you see this very strong low pressure causing some big-time problems in the east on Sunday afternoon. But as we go into overnight Sunday and into Monday afternoon, we really begin to clear out here for much of the southern tier of the country, although still dealing with scattered showers and even snow showers up into the northern tier through the Midwest and the Northeast. And that's going to be a similar theme that hangs around through the Northeast for a while, I think, going into even Tuesday afternoon here and into Wednesday afternoon before finally we kind of clear out a bit before we'll probably get another system sometime later next week, but it will definitely be cooler as well. So looking at those temperatures behind this cold front, look at this big area of that blue and purple working into the eastern half of the country, so definitely have to watch out for that. And it's going to be honestly quite chilly by this time it'll be early May, so yeah, definitely one of those patterns where you're definitely going to want a jacket in the morning and then maybe a t-shirt in the afternoon. But it's also going to be a bit breezy behind this cold front, so we're going to get a bit of a wind chill even with this. So definitely watching out for that, and that's going to hang around through early next week before potentially later next week. We'll see if anything changes, but right now for the foreseeable future, I see this colder pattern really locking in. So again, I know this is probably a bit of a shorter video, but I've just been really busy today, as we're getting closer to finals week and all that. So quite a busy guy this time of year. But I did want to get a video out nonetheless, so you are up to date with the latest information that we have. But with that said, make sure you have a very safe weekend, and I will see you all on Monday.